Hello again, you are listening to the New England Haunts Podcast, Episode 3, my 2022 visit to Duke's Spook House in Meredith, New Hampshire. I made that all by myself. And I am your host, Hollowoosh. It is January 2023, and with me, as always, is my delirious doppelganger, Noobs. Oh my god. You tried way too hard that time.
No, I was coughing a little, so I just leaned into it a little bit. I'm just gonna have to do a stupid laugh every time. It's my... That's my, I don't know.
You can see his brain trying to work. All right. How's everything going, Noobs?
It is going fabulous.
Fabulous. The funniest word in the English language. Fabulous. All right, so this is Duke's Spook House, Meredith, New Hampshire. For direction's sake, I'd say it's like halfway in between Meredith and Laconia, New Hampshire on Route 3, if you know the area. Used to be just an ice cream place. Then they tried doing a breakfast thing. They called it Griddle in the Middle. And then they tried barbecue and lobster, combining those two. Amazing. And it seems it went up for sale before 2018, so I never knew the place before. I never heard of this haunt until the spring of 2022. They just started in 2021, but it looks like they didn't have too much of a season in 2021. And I was just randomly driving around up there back in May of 2022. And I see this old abandoned-looking building on the side of the road. In the peripherals of my eye, I think I just passed a sign with like a skull and these haunting letters on it. And I go, ah! And I slam the brakes, turn around, and yup, brand new haunt. And my first initial reaction is usually mad hands up in the air acting like I'm the freaking ambassador of New England haunts. And nobody cleared this with me. But I get over that real quick. And this place was giving me sort of like a summertime fun haunt night vibe thing. Like the ones where there's maybe like one actor, but it's mostly like cheesy animatronics. Almost like a carnival ride style. I guess I would call those year-round haunts, but there's like a nostalgic cringe about those ones, I think. Very much its own style. They really should have a better word for them, those types of haunts.
So what made you think it was one of those haunts?
Well, the location is definitely summer tourist vacation beach on a lake type area. So that whole style of haunt matches with that area better. But also Duke's Spook House. It just sounds like one of those boardwalk attractions, you know? Boardwalk attraction. Yeah. That's what we can call them. That's good. I like that. Okay, that could be a good name. But I pulled in and I saw that there was a few people cleaning up and setting up something in the back. I talked to this woman for a little bit about the plans, and they said that they wanted to open up for weekends in the summertime as well, which would be like the only time, if you ask me.
Yeah.
And I told them about the Scare Factors directory page for New Hampshire and to try to get their name out there. And those people were Diane and Eric Mercier, who own and operate the haunt. And after I went through in October, I caught up with them again, and they told me that this all started much like many haunts do. They didn't have a trick-or-treating area because it was just way too rural. So instead, they threw a party every year. And it kept getting bigger and bigger, and then they started to make a little haunted house for people to check out, and then that got bigger and bigger. People loved it, but then less and less people attended because the kids started growing out of it. But they didn't want it to stop, so they set up a pro hot, and bing, bam, boom, boom, there you go. Not many people get their own property first time around, though, so hats off to them for that. That's like a haunter's dream, to own the property. I don't know if they own the property. I shouldn't even say that, but I figured. So I ventured my way back up there in October. Kind of eerie up there at night in October. It's it used to be, or like I said, it's a summertime destination place. And then when you see that there's none of that anymore, just all of the tourists and vacationers just vacate the place. It's weird. So just very quiet for a Saturday night, and I suppose it's pretty common, though. But anyways, so it was really weird when I pulled into the parking lot because I see a big group of middle-aged women cheering me on. Whatever that was about.
We're down here at Spook House, and we'd like to invite everybody down, and a big shout out to Hawk 104.
They're going in.
I guess a local radio station, 104.9 The Hawk, they had just finished doing a live broadcast of the haunt. Why they needed 10 women to do it, I don't know. And why anyone thought a live radio broadcast of this off-season tourist destination at 6 p.m. on a Saturday night was going to be the right idea, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't live. Maybe they broadcasted it on Monday morning or something. But either way,
but they're trying.
Fine. And I tried looking for it and contacting the radio station to find out what it was, or if I could get a copy of it, listen to it. And honestly, I'm not even sure they broadcasted anything. They might have just shown up and be like, "Hey, we'll put you on the." I don't know. I'm sure they didn't lie. Well, they took off right after I parked. I was the only person there. Again, real quiet, real eerie. Could be the worst haunt ever. It's going to hit different when it feels like there isn't anyone else around for miles.
Yeah.
But I walked up to this ticket window, and I think it was Eric who was there. And he was dressed up in some, count-type costume. Not really acting, just dressed up. It felt like a beautiful moment to be a silent, creepy character, though. It would be perfect. Everything was quiet, creepy building, one little window. And if he had just stared at me and held out his hand for money and gave me a ticket and pointed to the door, that would have been amazing. That's all he would have to do. Amazing.
Yeah.
But I don't want to spoil the place entirely, so I'll just rip into it for a few minutes. So unlike most haunts, this place tries to be a bit more story-based. You walk from room to room and a scene sort of plays out rather than you just walking through it. And now I appreciate the hell out of that. I just need it to make sense, and the timing is always key in any haunt, but it needs to be focused on even harder in places like this. Because first off, most people don't expect or really want to just stand in a room waiting for stuff to happen. Most people aren't even paying attention because they've already clicked on their moron switch and going into the haunted house. So, they hurdle with their friends. They're closing their eyes, constantly talking or making noise so they don't have to hear or see anything around them, purposefully ruining the experience because it's almost instinctually natural for them to fight fear that way. And that's a whole other podcast I could do on the psychology of fear. But what I'm saying is that all of the effort and details a haunt might work real hard on are completely thrown out the window because of people like that. And it's even more thrown out the window if people start to get bored because the pacing and timing are all off.
That's a good one. Moron switch. That's a good one.
You like that?
We'll have to use that.
I've been using it for years because it's true.
Moron switch.
It's almost like I pay more attention to that more than I do the haunt, and I hate it. but it's like you go into a line and you just hear these people say things that they can't possibly would say at any other point in their life.
Yeah.
You know, or act a certain way. It's just, I don't know. And I hate it when they bring it into the haunt. It's like I'm there to see a show most of the time, and particularly places like this that have put in some effort to actually make it a show.
Right.
You know, you gotta listen to people. You gotta pay attention to what's going on around you. But you can't, because Moron Switch clicked on.
Yeah. I mean, I was trying to think of some way that haunts can get around that for like...
Oh, they do.
Some don't care. What?
That's what they do. I think a lot of haunt owners, they might go into it thinking that they can make some kind of story out of it or put some effort into, you know, a story based something that you got to pay attention to. But you see that 99% of the customers that go in, they're not going to pay attention no matter what you do. It's like people that freaking go into movie theaters and they talk throughout the whole movie. They just don't care. They just want to be there. So it's like, why do all of this effort, right?
Yeah.
Let's just freaking throw in something scary, and as long as people can hear that girls are screaming and there's loud noises, then I guess people are excited enough.
No, I was mean like the haunts, something they can do to like...
Oh, to like stop.
Maybe separate.
Oh.
No, not stop it, but like... Okay, this group, it's one of those groups, you can see that. Like,
yeah, they could do the idea that I told you about. The actors get 2 doors.
Yeah.
And they can open up the one that goes to the endless hall that goes right back into the parking lot.
Or just put them in their own thing. Like, no matter, like, okay, your rule is, like, the guy at the front of the line sees, like, a group like that.
Oh, right.
Put them in their own thing.
Yeah.
Know, and put them through.
Yeah, a few places do that. Like, how many are you guys? Okay, you guys are together? All right, then you guys can go through together. Right?
Yeah.
But then there's other places that it's just, there's way too many people and they can't afford to do that.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, I need 2 more people. 2 more. Anybody? All right, you 2, come down.
Yeah.
And then it's like 5 small groups of people all with each other, but it's that one jerk in the front that can't walk. And that's usually how it is. I don't know. They've tried different things, but whatever. So... with that all being said, I guess the biggest issue with the place was timing. So one of the rules that you are told to follow is that you don't open any doors. You don't leave a room until it's obvious or someone tells you. So the first actual scene is a little girl's bedroom with dolls and a teddy bear suffocating a girl on her bed with a pillow. There's a big black hole in the wall. It creeped me out a little bit because... they had this little girl's echo voice in there, and it was saying, like, "Can you see me? I'm right behind you." And then some dolls move on their own a little bit. But these dolls weren't like crazy animatronics or anything. They were more like the little things that you would get at Walmart or CVS, you know, but like the head kind of just turns a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, like one doll's eyes glowed. The weird thing about stuff like that is most owners think the scary idea is a doll turning its head around and glowing eyes. But actually, the creepy thing is the wondering what turned the thing on.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, was it something possessing them or something?
Right. Like the clapping monkey or the cymbal monkey. The thing is freaky as hell. But if it just starts clapping, do you think it's alive? Or do you think something set it to go off? That's way creepier to me. So in this doll room and bedroom with all these little toys start going on and off one by one, and then the last thing stops moving or whatever, and I don't hear or see anything else happening, and I'm standing there for a good minute thinking someone is supposed to be doing something, or is someone supposed to be doing something, or am I just supposed to open this door ahead of me? And I tried pushing it, and I could...
You're not supposed to open any doors.
I know, but there was nothing going on. What do you want me to do? So I tried pushing it, and I could tell that there was someone on the other side keeping it closed. They weren't letting it open. Like, what? What am I supposed to do? So I guess I'm supposed to just wait a bit longer, I guess. And there's still this little animatronics going on, but it's not like in a way that would make me think that you're supposed to stay there and keep watching it. Suddenly, a girl actress pops out through that little black hole in the wall, and she starts yelling at the teddy bear. She's talking about how the bear, or like how you're supposed to belong to her now. They were going to start fighting over me, or something like that. I don't know. The door finally opened, and at that point, I was just like, and gone. It just wasn't making sense to me. But hats off for trying. That's all I can say.
It's when it goes off the rails is when they try to do the story too complicated.
Yeah,
these things going like
how you
like
have
you
to
said.
kind of,
it needs to make sense. Like you were saying, it needs to make sense. Like right?
Yes, it needs to make sense.
No, but like when they're like, you belong to her, and wait, I belong to who? Like, what's going on?
Yeah,
you know.
And again, like it just didn't feel like it had much to do with a story. It was just kind of like a girl popped out and it was like, I don't know, yell at people, yell at things.
But like when they say that, like you belong to like us now or something. But like I feel like when you say something like that, you have to make it like seem like real.
Yeah.
Or no one's gonna be scared of like you belong to us now. It's like okay, like you need to. I don't know how you would do it. I'd have to think of something, but you need to make it seem like.
Yeah, I could come up with something, but I mean, whatever. That's consulting. So
yeah,
I'm not here for that. All right, and now it's time for a little beer dedication, as I am going to try to do every episode. And today we have a special one. This is from a little tiny place up in Canterbury, New Hampshire, not too far from Duke's. It's Canterbury Ale Works. So this place at the moment is only open on the weekends just for a couple hours, so it was kind of hard to get up there. But fortunately, I did have some stuff that I got in a growler the last time I was there. He doesn't do anything in cans yet. It's just one guy. It's deep in the woods. Super freaking cool. And I found it just by randomly driving around the area, I think on the day that I went to Duke's. So it was really cool to find it. It's an old like lumber barn in the middle of the woods, and downstairs he has a little tiny pub that looks like it's straight out of freaking old time Britain, Ireland, and that's what he does. It's like a British Irish kind of inspired little tiny place. And outside he's got chairs and place for people to do live music. And I just saw that he might have only done it once, but I hope he does it again. He does a sea shanty night on Thursdays, or the first Thursday of the month, or something like that. And he serves bangers and mash and the free. Oh God, it just sounds so freaking awesome. So I got a little growler of Oktoberfest here, so sort of fitting. I guess I'll. There we go. Oh, so good.
Do you want me to comment on this, or?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
I want you to be a part of this.
Okay.
Everything here.
All right. How it? So
I didn't drink it yet, asshole. I'm just sniffing it.
There's two different types of Oktoberfest beers, though. Which one is that?
The one from Canterbury, New Hampshire.
Oh.
Yeah. What are you talking about? You know more about beer than I do, so let's get a little bit of beer education from noobs over here.
Hold on a second.
Well, that was all the time that we had for beer education from noobs, and maybe we'll get something next time.
No, there's Marzen. There's two types that are considered Oktoberfest. It's Marzen or Fest beer.
Are those like two different regions of Germany or something like that?
I don't know everything about them. I know Mars.
You don't know shit. You're just making up everything.
Oh, Marzens are more...
the Mars Bar and the Febreze.
Oh, Marzens are more of the darker... I could pull up the actual explanation of each. I'm not like...
No, it's okay. We all have Wikipedia. We're fine. Thanks.
Fest beer
Come prepared next time.
Fest beer is like the lighter colored, more pale lager,
Okay.
I think it is. So whether it was dark or light tells you which one it was, I think.
I mean, I'm looking at it. It's, I guess... I mean, I've seen darker and I've seen lighter as far as Oktoberfest goes, so I don't know. He didn't say anything about it.
Yeah.
He might have said something somewhere. But...
I mean, it'll tell you on Untapped if it's Marzen or Fest beer.
All right, let's give it a shit. Let's give it a shit. Super smooth. It's a bit on the sweet side. It's super easy to drink, though. But, yeah, that's just an overall great quality beer. I mean, everything that I tried from this guy so far has been, like, I think it's just him. It's just the one guy. So he just puts a lot of passion into everything that he does. It's more of a work of passion, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So,
what's the name of the actual beer? Is the name of the beer Oktoberfest?
It's just Oktoberfest, yeah. He doesn't get all fancy like that. Well, I shouldn't say that. He's got a couple weird-sounding ones.
Yeah, it's a Mars. And
fine.
I just looked it up. Looks good.
Why? Because of the sweetness?
It's more of an amber lager. It's a dark copper reddish brown in color. Yeah.
Wikipedia. I believe you. I'm not saying it. Okay. It is good, though. Wow. So, yeah, if you guys are ever in the area to go to Duke's and you're looking for something to check out during the day, this Canterbury Ale Works is awesome. Just a real hidden gem kind of place. I love the logo, too. It kind of looks like the Ghost of Christmas Present, but he's got, like, a whole crown made of hops.
Nice.
Big beard, big,
Yeah.
beardly New Hampshire cartoon guy. It's just awesome.
How did you find out about this place?
I was literally just driving around. Actually, I was going to a little tiny smoked meats store called Fox something out there. One of my favorite restaurants gets meats and cheeses from them, so I just wanted to check it out. And that place is also in the middle of nowhere. And I think just on my way out of there, I just choose a random road to just go down. I don't follow a GPS. I had plenty of time to waste. And boom, there's just this nice wooden sign in the middle of the woods somewhere. No cars anywhere. Okay, I don't know what the hell that is, but I'm turning around and checking it out. Just awesome. Got to go back there. And I really hope he does the shanty. You want to do a shanty?
Not really, though.
Oh, okay. All right, back to Duke's.
So, like, was the rest of the haunt, like, similar to that? Like, just, like, going from room to room and, like, waiting, like, to go into the next room?
Yeah, pretty much. Again, I really appreciate that it's story-based and not just a walk through and get out. But there was at least 2 more scenes in there where they were completely animated. Or automated, like a skeleton in a chair. He was talking, and a projected face onto one of those white mannequin heads, and at least one of them was trying to explain the whole backstory of the haunt. Again, I love that they dedicate some portion of this to talking about the story, let alone even having one. Not many haunts do. But it all fell apart because I can barely hear what these animatronics are saying. And there's these little things going off behind me, like making all of these noises, and they even had an actor randomly come out and scream over part of the storytelling. Like, I can only imagine how much more frustrating it would be with a group of people all talking to each other or not listening at all, even if other groups ahead of me or behind me were making noises too. And I was the only one there. And I'm trying real hard to pay attention, and it was impossible.
So did they ever explain, like, throughout, like, what the actual storyline was throughout the whole thing?
I'm sure they did. I'm sure that the skeleton talking, like, that was his job. And there was a kind of an intro video at the very beginning of the haunt, but I couldn't really hear that one either. And it didn't go over the full story anyway. But I got this off of the website. You ready for Abraham again? He misses you.
Yes.
All right, here he is.
Blythe Manor. Back in the mid-1800s, the Blythe family moved to Meredith, New Hampshire. They opened an industrial mill. According to William, the patriarch of the family, the mill would give the town an abundance of jobs with fair wages. However, not all was what it seemed, and the Blythes would see the consequence of their actions. Join us to bear witness to the unforeseen horror that resulted in their untimely demise.
All right.
Thanks, Abraham.
I thought from the last haunt that was the actual recording from their website.
No.
I didn't know it was the...
I can see how you would think that. That was probably That was a goof on my part. So I guess this guy started up a mill and said all this good crap about what it would do for the people in the town, and it didn't, and they burned his house down. And this Lord or Master Blythe was the only one who survived it. I think the whole theme is supposed to be this guy's house, or haunts his own house. But unfortunately, that was really the last scene that I saw that had anything to do with that whole story, with that skeleton.
What was the rest about?
Just random stuff, I guess. There was a butcher character. He came out of nowhere and yelled at me. Another guy told me to get out of his jungle forest room. But I actually loved this one scene there, this little cemetery scene. This lady who I think is like the sister of Diane. She was a ghost or ghoul or something with a sort of Eastern European accent. And she said that she's been waiting for somebody to get her out of the cemetery because she's been trapped and it's guarded by these gargoyles, I guess. But she had a meat freezer on the other side of where she was standing and full of body parts. But she kept making puns about it, though. She's like, that's my boyfriend in there. I love him to pieces. She just had fun with stuff like that. And she was the most interactive one by far, too. She was really good. But it looks pretty clear that they'll change up the theme for 2023 anyway. I just hope that they can get some better and more advertising out there and maybe tweak some things a bit. You know, because like I said, the only reason why I found it because I was randomly driving by it one day and I almost missed it. I didn't hear about it at all, and they already had a 2021 season, so I didn't see it anywhere.
So you talked to the owner. Are they just kind of like more laid back with it? Is that why it seemed like they didn't try to like advertise more?
No, I'm not.
With the scare factor or anything like that?
Yeah, no, I don't want to make it seem like they are dumb for not doing what I thought that they were supposed to do. It's more...
No, not dumb. Just more like, kind of like laid back and chill. Not really.
They might be, but I mean, again, they purchased a whole property. They turned the whole thing around. So it looks like they're really trying to make a go for it. It's just, okay, well, building the haunt is a very small fraction of what you're supposed to do if you want to make a go for this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure being on a internet database is obviously a big thing. I don't know what they would have in store for any advertising other than that radio station with a bunch of the middle-aged women. And they're also coming from, well, we used to just do this party and people really liked it. So I don't know how dedicated they're trying to be.
Right.
But I just hope that it all works out because it's nice to have another haunt up there. And it looks like it could be. I mean, like something got in their minds. Be like, what if it was like a story and people listen to stuff? Like that right there is like, oh, Jesus, you guys have a vision. Awesome. Thank you. You know, so I got to appreciate that. I just want other people to know that type of haunt exists and to go check it out.
Yes. Some people just... with the marketing, they're just not good with it, or they don't understand it, and they don't know how much they can really do, you know?
Yeah, and maybe because we sort of grew up with social media, or like at the beginning of social media, we kind of saw like what kind of power it has. So to us, it might come naturally a little bit. Right. I shouldn't say naturally, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So... you know, I look at people and it's like, you're not doing anything. There's haunts out there that have been operating for years and they barely have any pictures on Facebook.
Yeah.
No video of anything, no reviews. And it's like, what are you guys doing? And it's like, well, we're fine. And maybe they are just laid back and maybe that's all they want, you know? That's fine. That's fine. But, yeah, I guess it just comes down to what exactly they want. I don't know exactly what they want, though. So.
Right.
All right, and now it's time for Review Roundup. This is where I expose a few good and not so good reviews of attractions via Google, Facebook, Yelp, TripAdvisor, wherever I can find them. Looks like nothing but positive reviews on Facebook. So let's hear from Wendell Young from October 29th, 2021, their first year.
Went to Duke's tonight. They did an amazing job. Please go support this small business. Would love to see it again next year. We were looking over our shoulders non-stop, always looking for what was coming next. We'll definitely go back again.
God, I love that voice. I like that name too, Wendell.
Wendell.
It's a good name.
It's an old school name.
Old school, yeah. Sounds like a folklore creature. The Wendell. There actually is a creature that starts with what's it called? The Wendigo. The Wendigo. Remember that one?
Wendigo? No.
Okay, cool. Here we got Abram Rock on October 2nd, 2022. That's the night I went.
Super spooky. Got spooked.
All right.
What? Is that, are you serious?
That was good. All right.
Super spooky, got spooked.
Yeah. All right. Well, one more time, Abram.
Super spooky. Got spooked.
All right, cool. All right.
That's a shirt. Wait, what's the name of it?
Super spooky. Got spooked.
I think we got it. Do we got it?
What?
I don't know if we got it.
Super spooky. Got spooked.
It was super what?
Spooky.
Okay.
And what? How did you feel?
Spooked.
Okay, cool. We got it now.
That
All
could
right.
be that could be like their tagline for the haunt. Like, I got spooked at.
Got spooked at the Spook House.
Yeah. There you go. Send that to them right now for a new shirt for next season.
Oh God, that is good. Look at this. Everyone loves it on Google too. Here we go. Diane Collins, 1 star.
My husband and I didn't find it scary at all. Maybe they were understaffed. If we hadn't won the tickets, I would have been mad about spending $30 on this.
Okay, Diane. This is very common, though, amongst guests. A haunt felt bad to them because there isn't enough actors. It's so weird to me that people naturally think that, though. And yeah, $15 a ticket. I'd say the actual haunt is about 10 minutes, but it's a show, so $15 ain't much, though. You know, calm down, Diane. All right, Diane? Just calm down. Okay? And you gotta love this. Someone wins the tickets, goes to it, wasn't what they thought, said that she would have been mad, and then gets mad anyway and writes a 1-star nothing review. Good job. Thanks, Diane. Diane. All right, one more from Google. This is Nicole Dupont, 5 stars.
Drove from Barrie, Vermont to come experience this. This was scary. My oldest started crying and the owner immediately noticed and came to ask if she wanted to get out. I was scared from start to finish. Amazing sets, amazing actors, and compassionate owners. 10 out of 10. Will return.
All right, Nicole. Yeah, Barrie, Vermont to Meredith is like an hour 45, so pretty good haul for a haunt. Not sure how she heard about it. Few people in the reviews say that they travel a bit to check it out. Maybe I'm wrong about the outreach and marketing, so...
Maybe there's more in like New Hampshire.
Yeah, but Barrie, Vermont.
Oh, yeah.
And they really are nice people. She's nice about she's right about that. But I suppose there is something to be said about constantly being nice and being loyal to your character for the sake of entertainment. I don't know. People seem to like it more when an owner opens up to them, I guess. And here we go. So, one review on Yelp. This is Heather F. with 5 stars on October 27th, 2022. Ooh, a big one.
I thoroughly enjoyed my time here. Upon arrival, we were a little unsure as there weren't many cars in the parking lot, and no people around. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, which gave it an even more creepy vibe. The man at the front window that had us sign the waiver and took our payment was very nice. He gave us the rundown on rules and whatnot and sent us inside. We had quite a few great scares. You can check out their Facebook for videos of inside the house. It's hilarious now, but we were terrified in the moment. The actors all did a great job. My only complaint is that it felt very short. Maybe having the upstairs as part of the haunted house could be an option for next year. Either way, we'll be back.
Okay, that one sounded a little bit more robotic, huh?
A little bit.
Whatever. Well, whatever. It's nice. An actual review. That's why I like Yelp.
Yeah.
And yeah, I forgot all about that. They started uploading scare cam security footage towards the end of the season. And it's true that they do have an upstairs. It doesn't look like there's a lot of room to do too much, but maybe add another, 3 minutes or so. So, I don't know. Good call. And I guess that's really all I got to say about Duke's Spook House. Tweak a few thingies. I wish them the best of luck. Other people seem to love them, and that's beautiful. Keep it scary. Keep it going. You guys are doing good. All right. And on our next episode, we're going to dive into one of my favorites in New Hampshire, the Salisbury Haunted Woods. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pieces.
Deuces.
Ew.
Or dukes.
Oh, all right.